Hey everybody, back at you for more. We got the first game here of a doubleheader. This is May 22nd, 1949. Indians at the Athletics. The Indians currently tied for first place with the New York Yankees, who have been falling apart, and Philadelphia's 3.5 games out. I know it's early, I know it's still May, but it's becoming later and later as the season goes on. Here's Ken Kellner, who fouls off the first pitch from Alex Kellner, and then hits a ground ball over to Ferris Fain, who makes the play and flips over to Kellner for the out. One away. Larry Doby now. Doby hits zone up the middle past Nellie Fox for a base hit, and here comes Lou Boudreau. I've always been wondering if the 49 Athletics wouldn't be a little bit overrated by Diamond Mine Baseball, as the Nellie Fox gets to that ground ball from Lou Boudreau, throws over to first for the out. Doby moves to second. Here's Joe Gordon. And I do believe that the Athletics are slightly at least overrated. Kellner with the ball to Gordon, 1-0 the count. And there's a strike in the outside edge. Having this infield defense and the ability to hit so many double plays, or to push out so many double plays as ball two comes in, that will overrate you a bit. And there's strike two to Gordon, 2-2 the count. So we'll see what Philadelphia does this season. Right now, 3.5 games out, and my guess is that they may play better in this season than they did in real life. And there's another, that's a check swing. It's called for ball 3 to Gordon. Full count now on Gordon as Kellner's gone the distance with him. Swung on, there's a foul tip, and Astros just can't hold on, and the next pitch comes in, and that's fouled back. 13 pitches now by Gilner in this inning. And there's another check swing, another foul ball by Gordon. That was a good at-bat so far, and he pops up this time. That goes over to the left side, and it's Majewski, the third baseman, who grabs that for the out, and we go to the bottom of the first. Here is Eddie Joost. Joost up there against Gene Bearden. Bearden 1-2 this season with the 4.91 ERA, and there is a strike in there to Eddie. We all know about Eddie Joost, 1949, 36 walks so far. 1-2 is the count on him. That knuckler just misses. It's 2-2. And that's high and away. That's ball 3. Full count now on Joost. And that one's high. And so just as we would have expected, Joost ends up on first base with a walk. And here's Elmer Vallo. And you better bet that Bearden's going to be throwing over. And there's a pitch high for ball 1. Bearden now will take Joost in his record. He's got 3 stolen bases against one-time caught stealing so far. Not a great jump. Let's see if we can get one here. There he goes. And there's a collision at second base. Boudreau had him beat, but Joost able to knock the ball out of the glove, and he gets the stolen base. So this is one of those instances where we do have to talk about realism with... Excuse me, I just had a throat loss and didn't do much help. We do have to talk here about realism a little bit with Eddie Joost having 5 steal attempts here and only about 22% of his season, as opposed to 3 steal attempts in all of 1949. I don't know. That sounds like a good topic for another time. Joost here on second base. 1-2 is the count on Elmer Vallo. That's outside, too far outside. 2-2 the count on him now. And that's too high. Full count now on Vallo, who also walks a lot. And this is hit well. It's deep to center field, and Doby's got it for the out. Joost easily able to move up to third base, and there he is with 1 out. Hank Majewski comes up. Bottom of the first inning, no score yet, no hits yet for the Athletics. This has all been manufactured. 0-2 now the count on Majewski as he looks at 2 strikes, and there's one outside. 1-2 the count on him. And that's away. 2-2 now on Hank. And there's one hit over to the left center field alley. Doby goes way back out there, and he makes a great catch. Joost, of course, going to score, and there is a throw home. I was not expecting there to even be a throw home, and Doby's throw is off the line, and so it's 1-0 for Philadelphia. No hits for the Athletics in this ball game. Wally Moses takes a ball, and then he hits one out of the reach of Keltner past third into left field for a base hit. So there is the first hit of the game. That'll bring up Ferris Fain, who takes the ball high. 1-0 the count, and there's a swing and a miss at 1-1. There's ball 2 into Fain, 2-1 the count on him, and that's way inside for ball 3. It's 3-1, and that's fouled away, so full count again. And Bearden throwing a lot of pitches as Fain hits a ground ball over to Boudreau at short, throws over to first for the out, and we go to the top of the second. It's Mickey Vernon. Vernon takes a strike, a good curveball by Kellner, and there's a pitch high, 1-1 the count. That's a breaking ball down low where you want to keep it, 1-2 the count. A little fly ball over to center field. Chapman's there for the out, 1 away. Here is Dale Mitchell. That's a curveball just outside and a breaking ball again. 2-0 the count now to Mitchell, and that's banged up the middle for a base hit. So Kellner getting ahead of some, getting behind some, and as you can see, when he gets behind, it's not such good news. Bob Kennedy doesn't realize this, swings at the first pitch and hits it over to Vallo in left field for the second out. Here comes Mike Tresh. Tresh up there now. He's going to start both games of this doubleheader because the normal Cleveland catcher is Jim Hegan's a little tired. Only 37 at-bats in real life. He'll have quite a few when this day in-game is done. 1-2 now the count on Tresh. There's a fastball knee high, and that's strike 3 called, and down he goes. We go to the bottom of the second inning. It's Sam Chapman for the Athletics. 1-0 Philadelphia. Chapman takes a strike and then a ball. 1-1 the count. That's fouled out to the right. It's 1-2. That's off the plate. 2-2 the count on Chapman, and that's popped up foul down to the right foul. 2-2 it remains. Line drive to the right side. Vernon grabs that for the out. 1 away. Here is Nelly Fox. And Fox takes the strike. 340 his average so far. 1-1 now the count on Fox, and he hits the ground ball down to Boudreau, makes the play and throws to first for the out. 2 away. Joe Astroth up there now takes the strike, and there's a ball. 1-1 the count on Joe. And fouls off that one. It's 1-2 on him, and that one just misses. 2-2 the count now on Joe. Fouls one back, remains 2-2. That's lifted up down the third base line, just foul. Out of play and just foul. 2-2 the count remains, and there's a bouncer over to the left side. It's over to Boudreau, who makes the play. Shortstop throws to first for the out. We go to the top of the third. Gene Bearden, pitcher up there for the Indians, takes a ball. There's another ball just inside. 2-0 the count. There's a little bouncer over to Fain, the first baseman, and he ends up booting that one, and there's no chance to get Bearden, who's on at first base, on with the air. And that brings up Ken Keltner for the Indians. So Cleveland, remember, the defending world champions have the ability to do a whole heck of a lot. Keltner tries to drag one. I'm not sure if that was a drag or an attempt at a sacrifice, and ends up going foul. 0-1 the count on him. And that's a shot over into the hole. Fox grabs that one, flips to Juiced for one, on to Fain for the double play. That is the Philadelphia Athletics specialty, and they get another double play, and here comes Larry Boa. Boa takes the ball, 1-0 the count. That's on the outside edge for a strike. It's 1-1 on Larry, and he hits a ground ball up the middle, and that's off of Kellner's glove. Goes over to the shortstop Juice, who makes the play and throws to Fain just in time. And we go to the bottom of the third inning, 1-0 Athletics. Here is Alex Kellner, the pitcher, who takes a ball, gets an assist on that last play, and a strike, 1-1 the count. Screwball's wide, 2-1 now. And there's ball 3 to him. It's 3-1, and he takes ball 4. We had the take sign on for him, and it didn't matter. Bearden is now walked 2, and here comes the human walk machine, Eddie Juiced. Juiced walked last time up and takes the ball low and swings and misses a 1-1 the count. And there's one line to third base. Keltner jumps up and just grabs that one. Kellner stays over at first base. 1 out, and here's Elmer Vallo, who flied out to center field last time up, takes a ball. And the ball 2-0 the count now in Vallo. And that one gets away from Tresh, and that's scored as a wild pitch as it's ball 3. Kellner able to move up to second base. Wild pitch charged to Gene Bearden, who's really having a hard time out there. 52 pitches already here. We're not even out of the bottom of the third. There's only 1 out. Vallo's going to take this pitch with a 3-0 count, and there's a strike in there. Let's have him take another. There's another strike in the inside part of the play. Full count now. That one's fouled away. Remains full, 3-2. And that is just inside, and Vallo takes it for a ball. And so that's walk, number 3 given up by Gene Bearden. And that will bring up Hank Majeski. Majeski, of course, 333. He walked last time up today, I believe. What happened his last time up? He takes a ball here this time because he got a run batted in. He hits this one over to left center field. That's to the wall. I guess he had a sacrifice fly last time is what happened. That will score 1. Vallo goes around third base. He's going to try to score as well. And he does, just beating the throw from Mitchell. And that makes this a 3-0 game for Philadelphia. Bottom of the third inning with Hank Majeski on at second base. And up comes Wally Moses. Wally Moses, good power here, hitting .322. No home runs, but hitting fairly well overall. 415 on base percentage, a 405 slugging percentage, and has a 3-0 count on him. And 3-1, there it is now. And there's a screwball over the heart of the plate, so it's a full count. And he gets the base hit over to center field, and here comes Majeski trying to score. And we're being a little aggressive on the base paths. And he is thrown out of the plate. Good throw by Larry Doby to get him, and maybe we were a little too aggressive. 2 outs now in the bottom of the third with Wally Moses on at first. And there's a ball to Fain, 1-0 the count. And that pitch is close, but away, 2-0 the count, and that's in the dirt. And that's another wild pitch on Bearden. And so Moses able to go up to second base. 3-0 the count on Fain. Moses has been behind almost every single pitcher, or every single hitter so far. And in terms of wild pitches, he did have 11 in real life, which is pretty high. 2 so far in this replay. We'll have Fain take this next pitch, and it's a strike. I'll have him take one more. And that's ball 4, and it worked. And so Bearden ends up with his 4th walk. He's not going to be out there for long for the Indians. Here comes Sam Chapman, and he has a chance to really blow this game open. 1-1 the count on Chapman, who's got the real power, and he pops one up out of play. Keltner can't quite get there. It's 1-2. That one's low, 2-2 now the count. And that's high. Full count now on Chapman. And that was high again, and Bearden missing the plate and is all over the place, has walked 5 and has walked the bases loaded for Nellie Fox. Nellie Fox had a slow start to the season, which is why he's hitting 7th, but he's come of his own as of late. Fox, 21 years old, a youngster, and has a lot of promise, as we know, and he takes a high ball, 1-0 the count. There's ball 2. It's 2-0 now on Fox. And he's hit by the pitch. That's a hit by pitch, and Fox goes to first, and that means everybody moves up, and it's now a 4-0 lead for the Athletics, and here comes Joe Astruth. So I tell you, every one of these games is something different and something unexpected, and I was definitely not expecting that. There's a ball from Bearden, 1-0 the count, and there's a little ground ball over to Boudreau. The shortstop goes over to Gordon at second base for the force, but it's too little too late. 4-0 now Athletics as we go to the top of the 4th. Lou Boudreau up there now. And he takes the ball inside, 1-0 the count. And that's belted to the alley in right center field, and Moses ends up getting there first, and he will make the grab for the out, 1 away. Here's Joe Gordon. Now remember, these teams play again on this day in 1949. 1-1 the count now on Gordon. And there's a ground ball over up the middle, and Nellie Fox has that for he throws over to first base for the out, 2 away, and here's Mickey Vernon. We have to keep in mind that they play again today as Vernon takes a strike when we're thinking about the bullpen. There's a ball now on Vernon, 1-1 the count, and that's fouled away. It's 1-2. And there's ball 2, 2-2 the count now on Mickey, and that's high. Full count now on Mickey Vernon. And that's in too close, and so Alex Kellner lost him. That's the first walk he's given up today, and that will bring up Dale Mitchell. There's a strike in there to Mitchell, 0-1 now the count. That's inside, 1-1. Good swing fouls it off, 1-2 the count now on Dale Mitchell. And there's a shot down to right field, and that is called foul, controversial call. 1-2 the pitch, and that's outside, 2-2. That pitch misses inside. It's a full count now on Dale. And there's a drive into the gap, and that's going to be a base hit. Vallow cuts it off, but Vernon makes it to third base, and with runners on first and third, here is Bob Kennedy. Kellner got to bear down here now, and he throws a strike in there to Bob. 1-0 the count. That's fouled away. It's 0-2. And there's a hit into left field, and it falls in front of Vallow. That will be a clean base hit, and the runner scores from third. Makes this a 4-1 game, and the Indians are starting to come back. Kellner throwing strikes, which is what you want, but he's giving up the hits. 1-1 the count now on Mike Tresh. Now it's a 2-1 count as that one misses, and there's a pop fly. Nellie Fox has that for the out. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. 4-1 now the score. Here's Alex Kellner. I tell you, the Athletics have, as Kellner fouls the first pitch back, Athletics have both the ability to turn the double play, which I do think is overrated in this game, as well as the ability to take a walk, which is, of course, very important in baseball. 1-1 the count. Now 1-2 on Kellner as he fouls one back. It's inside for a ball, 2-2. And there's a little looper into left field, little bloop hit that lands between Keltner, Boudreau, and Mitchell, like the Bermuda Triangle, and Kellner is going to be on at first base. That'll bring up Eddie Juice. Juice is 0 for 1 with a walk and scored a run. Takes the ball high, and another ball. 2-0 the count now on Juice, and that's in tight. And that was almost another wild pitch. Tresh was able to jump on that one before Kellner could go anywhere. 3-0 the count. And there's the knuckler. They say that was a knuckler. Yes, in there for a strike. 3-1 now the count on Juiced. And there's ball 4 around the knees, and that's walk number 6 given up by Bearden, and that'll bring up Elmer Vallow. Juiced with 2 walks so far today. Here's Vallow, who walked last time up, and he takes a ball. 1-0 the count. There's a little ground ball over to Boudreau, flips to Gordon for 1, on to first to Vernon for the double play. Kellner moves up to third base, but 1 pitch, 2 outs, and that'll bring up Hank Majeski. Majeski up there takes the ball, 1-0 the count. There's a little roller onto the left side of the mound, right side from Bearden's perspective. He jumps off of it, throws over to first for the out. We go to the top of the 5th, still 4-1 Athletics. Gene Bearden up there now takes a strike. 0-1 is the count to Gene. It's fouled away. It's 0-2 on Bearden. And he just gets a hold of that one. 0-2. That one's high for a ball now. 1-2 the count. There's a little ground ball over to Nellie Fox. The second baseman has it and throws to first for the out. 1 away. And it's Ken Kellner again. 0 for 2 so far today. He takes the ball, hitting 340, and that's high again. 2-0 the count. Swing and a miss on that one. It's 2-1. And he timed that pitch well and was able to hit it, but unfortunately just over to left field where Elmer Vallow has it for the second out. 2 away. Larry Doby's up. And Doby swings and misses at a fastball for a strike. 0-1 the count. That's popped up, and it's going to be Majewski who grabs that for the out. We go to the bottom of the 5th, still 4-1 Athletics. Wally Moses up there. Only 8 hits between the two teams so far, and there's been a lot of offense, a lot of walks. 2-0 now the count on Moses. Bearden's still missing everything, and then he hits a ground ball over to Gordon, the second baseman, who goes to first with it for the out, 1 away. And that'll bring up Ferris Fain, who's 0-for-1 with a walk today. And he gets a little ground ball that goes through the right side between Gordon and Vernon for a base hit over into right field, and that will bring up Sam Chapman with the runner on at first base. And the question here is, do we run or do we not? I think we don't run here at first, and there's a strike in there to Chapman. 0-1 the count. Swing and a miss of that breaking ball. It's 0-2, just like that on Sam Chapman. So much for trying to run. And he holds up in time on that one. 1-2 is Chapman checked his swing, and this time he gets in there tight, and Chapman swings and misses, and that down he goes. And that brings up Nellie Fox now with 2 men out here, bottom of the 5th. First strikeout for Gene Bearden, and the Athletics fighting all the way, don't want to give it to him. There's a ball to Fox. Throw to first, nothing happening, and there's a ground ball up the middle. Boudreau grabs it, goes to second base himself, and we go to the top of the 6th. Still 4-1 Athletics. Here's Lou Boudreau. Boudreau takes a pitch inside for a ball, 1-0 the count, and there's a good breaking ball that misses. There's another breaking ball low, 3-0 the count, and that one hits the corner. 3-1 now on Boudreau. Boudreau chases that fastball, full count now on him. There's a little pitch driving over to right field, and Wally Moses goes back, grabs that for the out, 1 away, and here comes Joe Gordon. Hits a ground ball down to Eddie Juice to short, makes the play and throws to first for the out, 2 away. Here is Mickey Vernon, who takes the ball on the outside corner of the plate, 1-0 the count. There's a little pop-up, and it's going to be Astruth, the catcher, who runs over to down the first base line, grabs that for the out. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning, and it will be Astruth leading off. Joe Astruth up there takes the ball. He's 0-for-2. Little ground ball to second base. Gordon has it for the out. Throws to first, 1 away, and here comes Alex Kellner. He's got 1 hit and a walk today. 1-1 the count now on Alex, and that's a knuckler high. 2-1 the count, and that's on the outside edge for a strike. It's 2-2. That one just missed again, full count. Bearden's knuckleball is not finding the plate today, that's for sure. That's fouled away. Full count remains, and there's ball 4, and that's walk number 7 given up by Bearden, and I'm not seeing the Indians making any sort of movement so far, which is surprising. Bearden not due to come up next inning. There's a strike to Juiced, and there's a foul back. 0-2 the count on Eddie. That's low, 1-2. And that's in the dirt, 2-2. There's ball 3 outside. Bearden's missed high, low, inside and out. And there's a little line drive by Juice past second base, and that's a base hit. Kellner's going to stop at second with only 1 out. They'll bring up Elmer Vallo. And this is where we have a question as to whether we want to bunt or swing away with him. I think we swing away with a 3-run lead. I think we can afford to, not be that conservative. Here's a pop-up foul. Tresh can't get there. 0-1 the count on Vallo. There's a ball. 1-1 now the count. That's below the knees. It's 2-1 on Elmer. It's foul back. 2-2 the count, Elmer Vallo, and there's one looping over to shallow left field. Mitchell running on, but doesn't have a play on it. And we're going to hold these runners here. Bases loaded on a little bloop single by Vallo. Kellner, really slow runner, and Mitchell, of course, looks like he has at least an average arm, and so we are not going to try to test him. Bases loaded here, bottom of the 6th, 4-1 Athletics, and they're knocking on the door. Here's Hank Majewski, who is 1-for-2 with 3 men batted in. And he hits a pop-up over to Ken Kellner, and Kellner grabs that for the out. 2 away, and that'll bring up Wally Moses. Moses 2-for-3 today, but no runs batted in. He takes a ball and another ball. 2-0 now the count on Moses. That's low, and it misses. 3-0 the count, and there's that strike by Bearden. It's 3-1. And that fastball is outside, full count as it's called a strike. Here comes the payoff pitch, and that's wide of the plate. And that's a walk, and that is it for Bearden, is just as I thought. That will bring in the relief pitcher, Al Benton. So the Indians able to get almost 6 full innings out of their starter, but they're going to be in trouble because there's another game today in the in-game world, and they're down 5-1 here. You can't use too many pitchers in this situation. Ferris Fain comes up. Fain is 1-for-2 today, hitting .269 this season, and he takes a strike, a little sinker. And gets a little pop-up over to right field, and that will drop in front of Kennedy for a base hit, and that will score 2. Moses goes over to third. It's now 7-1 Athletics. Here comes Sam Chapman now, runners on at first and third. These Athletics are definitely a contending team. There's a strike to Chapman, then a ball low, 1-1 the count. And that there was no swing on that high fastball, so it's 2-1 now on Chapman. And that's too far outside for a ball. It's ball 3. 3-1 the count now on Sam Chapman. There's the strike. Full count now on him. And he holds up, and he does hold up, and that'll be ball 4, and that will load the bases here again. And here comes Nellie Fox with the bases loaded. I feel like we've seen this show before. Nellie Fox comes up there with the bases loaded, takes the ball, 1-0 the count. And there's a strike. It's 1-1 on Fox, and there's a towering pop-up over to the left side. Boudreau has that for the out. We go to the top of the 7th. It's now 7-1 Philadelphia. Here comes Alex Kellner again. Dale Mitchell fouls the first pitch off, 0-1 the count. There's a fastball high. It's 1-1 on him. That's inside. 2-1 the count on Mitchell, and that's high. 3-1 the count on Dale. There's strike 2. It's a full count on him now. And there's a ground ball over to Fain, and he makes a pretty poor play of it trying to get it over to Kellner, and he does a good job, Kellner that is, of grabbing the ball in a poor position and making the tag with the foot at first. 1 away. Here's Bob Kennedy, and he finds himself quickly in an 0-2 hole. Hits a ground ball over to shortstop. Eddie Juiced has that for the and throws to first for the out. 2 away, and it's Mike Tresh who takes the ball, and then a strike. 1-1 the count. And change up outside. It's 2-1 now on Tresh. And there's a curveball outside, 3-1 the count. There's a chopper up the middle. Juice grabs that, throws to first for the out, and we go to the bottom of the 7th. Joe Astroth up there, the catcher. 0 for 3 today, hitting .264. It hasn't been hitting that much. 1-1 the count on Astroth, and there's a swing and a miss. It's 1-2 on him. And that's below the belt. In there for a strike 3. Al Benton gets the strikeout, 1 away, and here comes Alex Kellner. He's going to stay in this ball game. Takes a ball high, 1-0 the count, and 2-0 now on Kellner's. That was high. That one's low, 3-0 the count on him. And there's a strike. It's 3-1. And there's ball 4. And so Kellner's walked 3 times today off of 2 different pitchers. Benton has given up his second walk of the game. Here comes Eddie Juiced, and these bases on balls. I tell you, the Athletics do have a major advantage in that they're a team that can take walks, and there's a lot of pitchers in the American League that'll give it to them. And Juiced ends up hitting a ground ball over to the right side, and Vernon goes off of his glove, and he steps on the bag and makes the play. And Vernon then decides to throw over to second base and tries to get Kellner behind him, but he was sort of glued to the bag. Really bizarre play by Vernon, who almost throws that away. And in the end, it ends up just being a routine play to first base, but there was nothing routine about this one. This came very close to being one of those really, really rare errors that even in like real life Major League Baseball, you wouldn't see that much. Say what you want to about how awful the game supposedly was back in this era, but I don't think you see a lot of guys making plays like Vernon was trying to make. Here comes Elmer Valo, who takes the strike, 0-1 the count, and that's high for a ball. It's 1-1 now on Valo. And there's a little pop-up over to right field. Bob Kennedy's got that for the out, and we go to the top of the 8th inning. Al Benton will be the leadoff hitter. They're going to put in a pinch hitter. Yep, it's Ray Boone who comes in there. Boone fouls the first pitch back. 0-1 is the count on him. Kellner looking strong. 1-1 the count now. Coming up to the 100-pitch mark, 1-2 now on Boone. And there's a ground ball over to Nellie Fox. He makes the play and throws to first for the out. 1 away. Ken Keltner up there now takes the ball. And there's one just inside 2-0 the count on Keltner, and that's high, 3-0 the count. And there's a strike of the knees, 3-1, the automatic strike, and that's hit down the line to left, just foul. Full count now on Ken Keltner. And there's a little fly off over to the right side and out of play. Full count remains on Ken. And that's lined over to right center field, and Ken Keltner, of course, going the other way with that ball. There's nobody playing out there, and he's on with the double easily. 5th hit of the ball game for the Indians. Here comes Larry Doby, and he gets a line drive up the middle for a base hit. And so the Indians now, with only 1 out, have runners on first and third for Lou Boudreau, who's hitting .360 with quite a bit of power. First pitch swinging, though, is Boudreau, and he pops that one up to Juice, the shortstop for the other team, for the Athletics, who makes the catch for the out, 1 away. Boudreau now 0 for 4 today, having a real bad game, and here comes Joe Gordon. I tell you, Boudreau and Gordon, if they can hit for you, then the Indians have a chance. 2-0 the count on Gordon, 2-1 now, and that's a looper into right field. Moses goes there for the catch. We go to the bottom of the 8th. And who is it but Satchel Paige again? Satchel Paige comes on. I just want to see if we have information about when he last pitched. He last pitched, it looks like, on the 21st of May. He had 4 pitches, and so Page 42 years old, is pitching pretty frequently. I think I showed that game when he last pitched. In fact, I think I put him in there. There's a ball to a Hank Majeski, 1-0 the count, and there's a strike. It's 1-1 on Hank. It's a fastball wide. It's 2-1 now on Majeski, and that's fouled away. 2-2 now the count. And there's a drive into right center field. Doby goes back, grabs that for the out, 1 away. Wally Moses now up there, takes the ball high, and there's one in close. 2-0 the count on Moses. It's popped up over to the left side. Mitchell has that, I say popped up. It's a little fly ball rather to left field. 2 away, and here's Ferris Fain. Fain takes the fastball inside for a ball. 1-0 the count. And there's a little flare to the right side. It's 1-1. Fain pulls this one as well, hits that over to the right side for a base hit, and that'll bring up Sam Chapman with Fain now on first base and 2 outs, bottom of the 8th. Chapman takes a ball and then hits that one up the middle. Skips off of Page's pitching hand and up there for a base hit. We're going to let Fain stay at second base. Page looks pretty good enough to stay out there, but that's hit number 10 for the Athletics. Nellie Fox now takes a strike, 0-1 the count. And there's a good breaking ball that just misses. It's 1-1 on Fox, no swing. That's high and outside, 2-1 the count. Popped up and foul, 2-2 on Fox. And there's a little check swing hit over to Gordon, the second baseman, who goes to first with it for the out. We go to the top of the 9th, and it's Mickey Vernon leading this off for the Indians. He's got walk in 3 times 3 plate appearances, and he hits this one over to right field for a base hit. Hit number 7 for the Indians, who are doing a little bit of face saving here near the end of the game, making this look a little bit more acceptable. Mitchell gets a base hit up the middle, and that'll make it runners on at first and second now for Cleveland with nobody out, top of the 9th. Bob Kennedy comes up there, and there's that double play ball over to Nellie Fox. Goes to Juice for 1, on to Fain for the double play. Vernon moves up to third, but the Athletics have another double play in this game, and here comes Mike Tresh. That's how you set the record. That's high to Tresh, 1-0 the count. There's a strike in there. 1-1 the count now on Tresh, and that's in the dirt, 2-1. They're not going to pinch hit for Tresh because they don't have anyone to catch, just in case they score 6. 3-1 the count, now full count on Tresh. We've seen that happen in this replay. There's a little fly ball, though, over to Vallow in left field, and Vallow's there under it and makes the catch for the out, and that's the end of this ball game. Athletics win this one 7-1. Not the most exciting game in the world, but effective. It will do, and that's it for now. I will see you in 2 days with the second game of this doubleheader. We'll see if Cleveland can come back and assert their dominance. This 1949 American League is starting to turn into a lot of fun. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.